All right, so you guys are oddly similar, like very, very similar. And the biggest thing, and I'll go back to it, is there is unless I can measure it, okay, and I can get a top-down view of you and him. You guys are, like I said, very similar, but I think you're just slightly off, and it's causing this. All right. So if you look at this, I just went right after ball release. All right, I'm gonna draw an axis as if we were. All right, so that's your axis looking top down. There's the plate. All right, well, whatever's perfectly in front of this blue line. We're going this direction. All right. So if you look at Sonny Gray, his shoulders are gonna and arm are gonna be kind of on this angle, right? And now you're in yellow. If I was looking at your shoulders, you'd be kind of like this. All right. So you aren't rotated as much at ball release, which doesn't allow the arm to speed up as much because the shoulders don't have as much distance covered during rotation. All right, so if I clear all this and we go back, and again, weirdly similar, but just slightly different, I think. But I can't fully prove that to you unless I have the same camera angles, the exact same camera angles. All right, so again, I think that with the x-axis or x and y-axis, if I'm looking straight down on you, this time Sonny Gray's shoulders are something like this, and you are something like that. So whatever this angle would be right here in between those two lines means you're more internally rotated than he is into the hip, which in turn, if we went back to ball release, back up, right there, you're gonna be roughly here, and he's gonna be roughly here. And then the same thing, we're going to take that angle between the two. And there's probably there's going to be a correlation there. All right. You're more internally you're more rotated towards second base at handbrake, which means you're not as rotated towards the plate at ball release, and vice versa for him. So that's kind of why I think that's your magic. Obviously, it's not the only thing that we'll ever need to work on, but that's like the biggest thing. All right, so as you can see with him, he turns in a lot as he's in handbrake, so like that's not a bad thing, but there's a reason you're turning so much, and I don't know what that is. We got to figure that out. But his chest turning towards second base comes from, I'll clear everything. It comes from, if I go ear straight down through the foot, you can see how far his hip is, or his belt buckle is in front of the mound. All right. So as you do that, you have to turn the chest. If the chest was facing this way, it has to turn that way as you move out. See how it makes a triangle? That's where physics and stuff comes in. As the hips go out, to stay balanced, the chest has to turn into the original axis. All right, if you go to U, you shoot your hips out far, but it's nothing. And then maybe if I look at your foot, he's a little bit more cocked in with the foot. All right, so again, I don't know the exact answer, but these are like the principles of it. You might have to kick that foot in slightly, and then you might have to, and then that might clean it up. You might have to focus on keeping the chest towards third base, and that cleans it up. We don't know yet. We got to tinker and figure all that out. But just that little bit of extra turn in towards second base with your chest is causing you to be either off time or whatever, that at ball release you're not fully rotated at the shoulders. So like you move well throughout everything, but right here, instead of continuing to rotate, you hit a wall on your left side and everything shoots forward. You want to continue to, that left side needs to continue to rotate back so that arm can shoot out further. And again, is that a timing thing? Are you trying to block with your left arm and hold it there? We got to figure out what is causing that. But those are the two things I see that need to be adjusted. Next time in the very near future, when you take video, you want to see those things change. But how we do that, we got to figure it out. So that's basically the next step for us.